Hello?
Girl, what page you on?
Welcome back, everybody, to Girl, What Page You On? Today we are covering Crescent City, Book 2, Part 2, The Abyss. And the book is Sky and Breath, if you don't know what the title's full name is. I am Ashley Speedreader Parr. I have Samantha here for the Spice Shariah and Collins History Buff Kayla. So, are we ready? Are we going to discuss this or do we need to have a warning first?
I think we need a warning because this is part two, the abyss, not part three, the chasm. We're not there yet. We ended there, but we are covering the abyss. So this is your spoiler warning. If you haven't gotten through part two of book two, stop, go watch the other video and finish your reading, and then you can come back and join.
So before we begin, we're going to catch you up on everything that happened in the part two, The Abyss. So buckle up because you are stepping into the 33rd and we're giving you the case briefing. Hunt and Bryce head to the Bone Quarter. We called it. I'm just saying, we called it. In search of Emil Renast and the meaning behind where the weary souls find respite. There, they meet the Underking, who tells them to kick rocks. No living souls reside there. Oh, and he casually mentions that he feeds off of the dead's second light after they die. Tasty times. Because he sucks, he sets hellhounds on them. And during the fight, Hunt and Bryce discover a new power move. Hunt can literally charge up Bryce's power. Talk about a power couple. They defeat the hellhounds and escape. Meanwhile, Mordock, a terrifying, ruthless wolf, and Danica's father is a total monster, and he apparently enjoys eating humans for fun. Celestina and Ephraim host a mating party, and Hunt ditches his bodyguard duties to rescue Bryce after Sabine attacks her for getting involved in wolf business by harboring Ethan. This causes a rift between Celestina and Hunt, and she punishes him with a 2-week stay at the barracks. Later, though, Bryce asks Celestina to release Hunt for a trip, and girl code in full effect, Celestina agrees. Meanwhile, Bryce has been throwing around her princess title to do a few things around Crescent City, and Fae law dictates that she must now officially accept her role as the princess. Now, the Autumn King has even more control over her. Ruhn and Daybright continue to flirt via telepathy, but things take a turn when Ruhn accidentally gets a front row seat into Daybright's less than stellar sex life. Really gross. Elsewhere, Bryce, Ethan, and Therian visit a being called the Astronomer to search for Connor's soul after the Underking's unsettling revelation. It goes terribly. The mystics who serve as a sort of supernatural search engine, they don't find Connor, but they do stumble upon another prince of hell, Thanatos, the prince of the ravine. He tells them absolutely nothing useful and then starts feeding off of the mystic, horrifying everyone except the astronomer. Ethan, to his shock, discovers that one of the mystics is a wolf. When she refuses to escape with him, he panics and naturally, in a moment of fight or flight chaos, he decides to steal/rescue a handful of enslaved fire sprites, and because why not a literal dragon? Meanwhile, Cormac brings intel on mech suits, which are basically Crescent City Iron Man suits, and he convinces the group to intercept Pippa Spetsos before she can use them for destruction. Cormac teleports Winnows, the team into the island where he attempts to convince Pippa to let Hunt inspect the suits. Pippa, however, shows her true colors by executing several Vanir allies simply because they are Vanir. She also hints that she knows where Emil is. Realizing that they can't let a fanatic like Pippa get her hands on the mech suits, Hunt electrocutes the entire setup. And before they can flee, the Hind and the Harpy arrive. Pippa fights back, and despite their best or worst efforts, the Hind identifies them. As they flee Orpheon sends ships to pursue them, only for a giant mare-operated ship from the Ocean Queen to swoop in and rescue them, claiming that they picked up on their signal. On board, the group learns that Sophie is actually dead, which leaves Cormac completely devastated. And while he grieves, Bryce and Hunt finally have sex. They solidify their mating bonds. Girl came so hard,
Yay.
she teleported. Talk about earth-shattering sex and mic drop. That is your little briefing.
Yay, finally. I think I was saying that last time is that like I wish that they would just do it because like, well, one, their scents started going on each other, but now that they've officially done it, it has solidified the mating bond. And so I'm so excited with that. Like I just like finally I do have to admit that I kind of started skipping through because it's a graphic audio book and I'm like a little too intense. But I just
I
like
wait, I did the same thing. It's funny because I'm obviously here for the spice, but I was just like, okay, but we got to get back to the story. Like I found myself being like, okay, we're like, let's just get back to the story. Like we don't have time for this, guys.
We love the spice, but the story is more right now.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
some people read books for just the spice. This book we started for just the spice. Now you're invested.
I know.
Now you
Came
guys
for the
get why I
spice,
love.
stayed for the plot. Let's get that on a
Yes.
t-shirt.
Well, it's so Sarah J. Maas did such a good job creating a story that you like one, it's I this is probably why like Castle, like shows like Castle and Bones were so good. Everybody loved the characters and we stayed through for whatever 13 seasons it was. It's the same with Crescent City. I feel like if they did Crescent City as a show, it would be so good. But at the same time, I'm scared because I don't think it would live up to the hype,
Yeah. Okay.
or
I
how much we built it.
I have been waiting to talk about this. So like we were talking about like who Daylight or Daybright is. And we thought like, oh, maybe it's Celestina. I'm a hard no on Celestina just because Ruhn starts going through and checking off stuff, and he's like, it's not an Asteri. Just by the way she talks, it's not an Asteri. So the harpy, which I spelled it hard, but
So in our Google Doc, Kayla was just typing too fast and she spelled harpy. She added a D in there, so it's spelled hard pie. I'm
I was
like cackling. This is the funniest thing.
I was trying to get the no out of my head as fast as I could so I would remember to bring it up in conversation. And so it's hard pie now. But so I literally texted the group like a day or two ago and I was like, what? I was like, well, what if the hind is it? Because like but then you all were like, no. And like I was like, I fucking knew it. And I meant to be like, I just know like I fucking know it is what I meant to say. And I was like, I knew it. Um, but that's yeah.
I cannot wait for you guys to
Find out.
actually find out. Like, it's hard because it's hard. It's really hard.
I feel like, do we find out at the end of this book who it is or no?
You guys actually should find out in the next part. For
Okay.
sure.
That's good to know. So Celestina, we were thinking, okay, it's got to be Celestina, or we also said, who did we say last time? The Queen
Uh,
Hypaxia.
yeah.
Caleb brought in that it's like the harpy or the hind.
And the only reason I was like, they're leading us so far down the road of Celestina, but Rune's already marked off as like it's not an Asteri because of how she talks and how she
Yeah. Yeah.
interacts. So
And
he's like,
Celestina is now with Ephraim, who I don't think she's like into. I definitely think it's definitely a political thing. Like the way she talks, even in this section, it's definitely a political thing that she like has to be with him in arrangement. Um, which is why I thought it was her here, because in this section he like is talking to Daybright and then Daybright like gets interrupted to go have sex.
yeah,
Like that scene happens here.
Ugh.
And she comes back and he was like, "You don't seem satisfied." She's like, "Well, I'm not. Like, he just surprised me is all." And so I was like, maybe it is Celestina because like she's in like a political marriage and it doesn't seem or a political like engagement and it doesn't seem like she likes him. So there's that.
Yeah, and it there's so
Kayla's
many.
like, "No, it can't be her."
Well,
I know. I'm playing devil's advocate.
just because Rune's like it can't be an Asteri because of how you talk, like, or like that she has parents. But
Yeah.
wouldn't an Asteri still have parents because they have to mate with each other to produce the next
Girl,
one?
I don't know how it works.
I'm
It's
confused.
so I'm just gonna go back to like the arranged marriage between Celestina and this guy. Like we kind of already heard like a hint of that in the first book of like, oh, mating bonds and stuff and angels are a little bit different and stuff. And I just kind of am like, oh, okay. And you guys will see more of her build up into their relationship. Um, but yeah, I just was like, oh, and then the sex scene with Day, it really I was like, ugh.
I know.
It's just like, uh.
Poor
And it might be
thing.
because like we're all like, just give us the story. Like, just give up the goods already. Like, come on. So
No,
yeah,
she gets pulled out of their conversation. I'm like, "No, but we need to know. Like, I want to know." Like, to be honest though, like Day and Ruhn have just like flirted. Like, I don't think they've gotten like okay, so
no.
Day told Ruhn about where Pippa was going to be. So like we got that
Yeah.
bit of intel, but like this is just a relationship. Like they're not meeting to talk about Orphean. They're not meeting to talk about a rebellion. They're just flirting.
You know what's gonna be so funny when you guys find out who it is, and then you're gonna go back and be like, "Oh my God, it's right in front of my face."
That's really funny.
Like you get, I cannot wait for this to be, like in video recording.
Sam, your face just like, who do you
Wait,
think?
just because Ash was like, "You're, oh my God, it's right in front of my face." Can I say it out loud who I just think thought
Yes,
of?
yes, because
Yes, yes,
you and I
yes.
don't know.
We
Please.
don't know. Okay,
So
just for the
yes,
listeners, we don't know. Fucking, is it Juniper? Is it fucking Juniper?
I was just about to say that. It's got to be fucking
Is
Juniper,
it fucking Juniper?
which we need to go bring like deep
Which
dive
would
on Juniper.
make
I
fucking
cannot
sense
wait.
because she's dating Fury and Fury deals in secrets.
But
Wait, but
wait,
then
but
why
she
is she
shows
flirting with Ruhn?
why is she having sex with a guy?
It can't
Not
be Juniper.
Juniper. It's not Juniper. I went there though with you. But
I'm loving
Juniper
this so much.
is on my shit list.
We know
Just
that
stating
Ruhn
this.
likes a deer shifter
Fun.
though, because he's hooked up multiple times with them in the first and second book. The first book, this actually no, the second book, we when we go to that party at the very, very beginning, he's like hooking up with a doe shifter.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. And then he's like the whole time while he's doing it is like he's thinking about hypaxia, which is even weirder.
It's so
But
funny.
I really want hypaxia and him to work out. I don't know why,
I do too.
but
I like her a lot.
I do too.
Okay,
And like
go off on Juniper.
I have big beef with Juniper. Your fucking friend went and used her power to ensure that
It
all your
wasn't even
hard
her
work,
power, it was her
all
influence.
yeah, but Bryce used her princess power, her princess name, to get Juniper the position that Juniper was supposed to get instead of it being given to some person who hadn't even been there at the ballet for a year. And then Juniper has the audacity to come at her and be like, "Well, I didn't earn it. I didn't get." I'm sorry. If like let's say Sam's BFFs with the head curator at the Met. And like I put forth like all this stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, we love her. We love my dresses, love all my work and stuff like that." But then some aristocrats like, "Oh, but this person is going to Juilliard and we should pick them. And then Sam's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what, like this person's worked hard. They've proven themselves. And like, I will, like, my family is a big donor. Why aren't you like, if Sam had done that for me, I would have been like, oh my God, thank you. So like I would have been reverse. I don't know why. And like not to like name throw, but like if I've worked so hard and
You're
this
just
is
as
I just
qualified.
yeah, and I got cheated and it's very obvious that every like that she was cheated out of it. Like I don't know. I just feel like Juniper's a spoiled little brat and I don't know. I really it agitated me and
Well,
like
clear, yeah, like I was the same way of like you claim to have worked this hard and stuff and then throw a fit over somebody who is underqualified and just walked in and took your spot and then somebody
who is
uses
not
their
qualified.
influence to be like, hey, you this person has actually worked really hard and deserves this position. And even you agree with that, but yet you followed the trend of somebody higher up who knows nothing about something else.
Which
We see it all the time in real life, but yeah, I'm with you of like I would have been like, "Oh my gosh, like my friend cared enough and supports me enough to have gone out of her way and put her name on the line."
also,
Like,
June has been given opportunities to be principal at other ballet companies, and she's turned it down because this is the best one, and da da da. So she's sticking it out. So she knows how good she is. And to be like, if that was the case, I would have left the company. Like if I was like like and that right there, I think shows that June, like she says that she works all this hard, and she does. Like she's definitely an amazing ballet dancer, but there's only so much BS that one takes at a job before you leave, and I feel like it. I don't know. I just her reaction to Bryce pissed me off beyond belief, and I was like, you all received my text messages.
yes, you're
Bryce
very
is just
living.
trying to help her. Like she was just trying to help get her friend. I understand like Juniper being upset, like, but at the end of the day, you sometimes you have to create opportunities for yourself. You can't just be like sometimes or hard work just isn't enough, and you like using your networking is really, really important too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It was just very funny. Kayla popped off in the group chat. It was so
Oh,
funny.
she was so angry, so upset
So
over it.
much anger, Kayla.
Like,
What's
holy
Betrayal.
happening?
smokes.
You're
Be
right,
real over
Kayla.
here. Party of one.
Take a deep breath.
She was ready for some fisticuffs to
As
go
I call,
flying.
Um,
choke myself.
so speaking of like girl friendships, we do get this moment with Celestina and Bryce that I would like to talk about if it's cool. Um, where Bryce goes to Celestina and is Hunt's boss. And he was supposed to be in the barracks, but she's like, hey, she actually wants to take him on this trip to go stop Pippa from getting the mech suit. But she tells Celestina that she's taking Hunt home with her for the weekend and that she would just love if her mom could meet him, blah, blah, blah. And Celestina is like so chill. She's a girl's girl. Celestina is a girl's girl, okay? And she's just like, oh my God, I get it. Like, okay, take him home. And then when you're done with your trip, like take him home with you. She was like, for real? She's like, I just need him for the night. Like, it was just like a really great moment. And I really, really, really hope that they become really good friends. And I hope we see more of her.
I was just thinking, like at first when I was reading, and she got all butthurt that Hunt and Hounds left, and she was like, "Give me one thing." I was like, "Girl, you're about to go screw some other guy. Like, what was he gonna do? Stand outside the door? Like, what? Like, I didn't understand why she was so upset,
I think it
but
was more of like because she's new in this position and like he's directly disobeying an order by leaving. Um, like that, I think like that's what I thought it was about. But yeah, I also feel like I was like, I remember reading where she was like mad at him and like, wait, what even happened?
Yeah,
Like
like
I didn't
why
get it.
I was with you, and but I did love that moment with her and Celestina. And I think it sold the lie really well when Bryce and Hunt come back and she's like, "Oh, you're mated." And then like Hunt's like, "Yeah, with her mom right next door with Lockport, like and all that." Like I thought that they always say that Bryce is like the best bullshitter, but Hunt did very well in that moment.
No, it's so, so good. Bryce definitely knows how to like read people and like say what they not necessarily lie. In this case, she was lying, but she always knows how to spin it with a little bit of truth. This is why we love Bryce. Um, do we trust Celestina? Like, how are you feeling after these moments? Like, are you feeling I want to trust her, but they keep bringing up like, but she's Asteri and Asteri want XYZ. And then we get like the information with Ruhn where it's like, but not all Asteri are aligned on these points. Like, do we trust Celestina? What are we thinking?
I feel like we're being led down the whole to trust Celestina, but I feel like it's a ploy, and I feel like it's like I want to like her. And sometimes Sarah J. Maas has like these simple characters who like you think like you're always on edge of like they're gonna backstab and then they never do. But Celestina, she's still in a stary and she is still biting into the stuff. And like she says that she wanted to buy Hunt, but I don't know. I don't know. I just it's like you want to like her, but I feel like she's almost too laid back and too cool and she's playing everybody. But I don't know. I want to like her.
Yeah. You know who I
Uh-huh.
do like more in this section though is Cormac.
I love
Oh, I
Cormac.
love Cormac.
I love him.
Like,
So if you, Ash, did you ever listen to the dramatized audio or did you read?
I read, but I've been listening. I haven't listened to the dramatized. I probably should actually switch it over onto because I've just been like squeezing in between practices and stuff, listening on drives and stuff. I should probably actually switch over to the drama
The
side one.
It's like
The
dramatized.
listening to a
normal.
movie. It's so
Cormac's
good.
voice is so funny. It's so fucking annoying
Oh
in
my
the
God.
drama version. I love it though. He's like super
Ashley,
pretentious.
Ash, just so you know, in the dramatized version, the guy who voiced Sasuke from Naruto is the voice of Bryce's dad.
Oh my
So
God,
I just,
I love
yeah. So,
it! Dang, now I definitely have to listen to it.
I'm trying to think of who Cormac's voice is, because he's definitely
He's
another.
very like
Can you
nasally and
guys play it?
pretentious.
Oh,
Play it. I'm really good with voices.
let me see. Let me see if I can get
See
it.
if
Hold
you
on.
can get a snip of it. But
But
I loved Cormac. He's kind of like he's like Riddick a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but when like I was just so when you find out Sophie is actually passed and he
I
like
know.
you feel for him so much of like he's been looking for her and has held out hope and then he kind of this might be a little bit more of a spoiler, but he finds out she is dead, and then he kicks into gear of like, I have to find a meal. Like he is the only piece left I have of her, and he goes into kind of like big brother dad mode a little bit. He's still the same way, but like emotionally, you can kind of see like the difference,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, like this man is so like he kind of came off so arrogant and a-holy and stuff. He is so perfect. Like, oh, so that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, it was no, it was really sad like watching him grieve for Sophie. Because like and yeah, and then in this part too, like I think it's the third, is it this first part or the second part where we find out about him and Sophie's relationship? I can't remember where it happens.
I
It must
know.
have
That's
been
why I'm
part
like
one.
sorry if I spoiled.
But he talks like so sweet about her and he's like, it never would have happened because I'm a prince and she wasn't. Um, but he really did love her, and it's very, very, very sweet. That brings me to
He's
another question, though.
yeah.
Where So we still don't know where Emil is.
Nope.
We know he's not in the bone quarter.
Right.
We know he's not with Pippa, but Pippa says she knows where he actually is. Um, okay, Kayla and I now know where he is because we read into the part because we have to read ahead in order to get ready for the next week's episode. Um, so we will find out in part 3. So we will zip our lips on where he actually is. I feel like there's no sense in like pretending to theorize unless you want to. Um, because I just remember like when I was reading this, I was like, does Pippa have him in like a death camp again? Like, did she get him and like move him back somewhere? Like, that's what I was thinking when I read this, but we find him in part 3. So stay tuned, everyone.
I'm not that far into part 3, so
You're not that far?
no. I'm
Wait,
only
you have to be.
I'm far that I'm far enough to know something that somebody knows. Does that make sense?
I love that
Do
we
you
talk
know
in
what I
circles
know?
now.
What you
You
know? What
know
I
what
know?
I know? You
You're a
don't
dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
know. Um,
Oh my gosh.
the Mystics.
Yes, thank you. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying to talk about the Mystics.
And then Ethan, also Ethan's whole thing about like how he's also in love with Bryce, that was kind of like hard to choke down just because it was like it's part 2 of Connor. And I was like, as soon as they admit that they're in love with Bryce, something bad happens to him. But
I
go see
feel
the
like,
Mystic.
yeah, that with Bryce, like like, I love Bryce, but I feel the same way. I'm like, okay, girl, like, have you ever seen Harley Quinn, like the cartoon? The DC,
Yes.
the cartoon. Like she reminds me a lot of like in this particular section of the book because she's just kind of like go like at all these different things and just like it's like girl slow down like you're a bit of a hot mess right now.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves Bryce,
But yes,
though.
back to the Mystics. Sorry, Kayla. I just you that triggered a thought and I have ADHD, so we went there.
So the Mystics are they're not oracles, but they are like they see the present, like they can see what's going on.
And they can
Which
talk to the dead, right?
no, they can't talk to the dead, but they can go into hell and see if they're there, which I thought was kind of weird because I was like, well, aren't you talking to the dead? And when they do that, they end up talking to the Pit's prince. And
Thanatos.
yeah, and that was a whole whirlwind. And we know that the oh, what's his name? It was just on the tip of my tongue. But
The astronomer?
yes, that he's got the fire sprites in his rings, and all I was thinking was poor Lahaba, and like someone like I thought for sure Bryce like in the dark was gonna steal the rings off of his hand. I thought for sure that was gonna happen. Um, and then Ethan just
Does he
like
do they
he's
all
no,
leave and come back? So like when Thanatos, do you know Thanos is like death though? Like it literally means
yeah.
death. So like thanatology is the study of death. But so this is the Prince of Death. This is who this is. How many fucking princes of hell are there? Are there like how many are there?
Seven.
Oh,
There's the
so
Ravine.
There's should
again,
be
I want
seven,
to
one
check.
for each level.
That's what I was thinking. I thought back to like our actual mythology and bibliology, biblical studies, whatever. The seven rings of hell, there's a prince for each ring of hell. That's how I
Yeah.
thought. I'm pretty sure there is seven. I think she
I
kept
think
with
they
that
reference seven.
theme. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's seven, like they say that how seven is the holy number, there or the number that everything's tied to. There's seven Asteri, now six. There's seven layers of hell. There's seven princes of hell. There's seven this, there's seven that. There's seven gates in Crescent City, and everything revolves around seven.
Mhm.
So, yeah, but
But it's just like funny because we get all of these people who are clearly trying to talk to Bryce or like getting in contact with Bryce. So what is happening in hell? I don't know. I still am
Yeah.
unclear about what they all want to do. Um, but I don't know. What do you guys have thoughts on that? I guess we'll just like find out, but I really have no idea what hell wants with Midgard.
I'm kind of at the point where I'm wondering why the hell we went into the bone quarter. I feel like that was a whole useless section.
I think it was
Like,
just so we could meet one of the princes of hell. Like I think
I
that's the purpose.
I kind of realized that, and thankfully you guys didn't notice it. Maybe one of our watchers and listeners will notice. I totally gave away a spoiler.
didn't know anything.
So it was like so fluid, but you guys are gonna finish
It like
this book,
went
and
over.
then you're gonna think back to it, and you're gonna be like, "You son of a bitch."
That's really funny.
But
Um,
I love listening to you guys, and it's just like funny. Like I really cannot wait for you guys to finish, so you guys we can do like the big episode review, and you guys can be like, "Ash, you gave away so much crap."
we um when we get to those fire sprite parts, because they also so wait, I didn't get what happened here. I feel like oh Gina. I'm sorry. I feel
Yeah.
like did so the hell no sorry Thanatos attacks the mystic, right? And then everything is like going haywire and all the other mystics in the pool, which by the way, you ever see Minority Report with Tom Cruise?
Yes.
I
I thought that
literally
too.
I was like these are the precogs. Like I was like, oh my God, we get Iron Man suit, we get precogs from Minority Report, we get all of these things now. That's like all I could picture this whole time. I was like, oh my God, they're just in a pool. And then there's like a little weird scientist that's coming around, hooking them up and sending them into hell.
Yeah.
But Ethan ends up taking the fire sprites and a dragon. Um, I hope we get like another fire sprite interaction, but nothing can ever replace Lahava.
I kind of feel like the whole interaction when he's about to take the rings and he goes back and the girl is sitting there. And then he's discovering that she is an alpha. And like, no, because he takes it. This isn't a spoiler. This happened because it's at the same time that he's taking the rings. He takes the ring.
Oh, wait,
Tim
yes,
thinks
yes,
that it's a
yes, yes,
spoiler.
yes.
It's not.
I was like,
It's
oh my God, is this a spoiler? But for people who just listen, like Kayla and I are constantly like making eyes at each other, like, oh no, oh no.
but yeah, so like
Yes, no, yes,
she's
we find out. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like he's talking to her, and the whole time I'm just like, is this his mate? Cause and again, I'm so stuck on Ethan getting a happy ending because Connor didn't. So I'm just like, is this his mate? Is this his mate? Every time he meets a new girl, is this his mate? Is this his mate? And it's like I'm so desperate for Connor to find, or for the Holstrom family to have a love that continues their line because they're such great men.
I
Yes.
know. I know. I was team Jacob all the way, so I feel for Ethan and Connor. But
I
then
still
the
can't
the
believe you're
wolf,
Jacob.
she won't go. Did she tell him her name? Does she have a name? I don't think
She
she remembers it.
doesn't. No, yeah, because she said that her family never gave her a name. They sold her to the astronomer when she was 4. So she's been with him since she was 4. And that she doesn't have a name, at which Connor's like, what? Like, just, he's, and the thing is that her scent is so light because she's been pretty much soaking in salt water. So she just smells like salt, but it hits him. And the whole time I was thinking was like, the alphas already called Ethan and offered him an alpha ship. So I'm like, this is the start of your wolf pack.
I
Like,
know.
come
That's what I was thinking too. I hope. But then when she's like, no, I'm not coming with you, like my family, I was like, girl, get out of there.
your family sold you when you were 4 years old. Like they don't care about you. They're probably pieces of shit. Get the hell out.
But it's
But
also like very much like Wolf to like want to protect the pack. And her family is the last pack she had, so she would feel, some sort of some sort of, but she also must know so much about the world. The fact that they can just kind of like mentally go and find all these different things. Like they must know so much.
She's not Daybright, right? She's not, she can't be Daybright. But she would also be able to know what's going on at the present time. We have so many mad theories. This
But
is so
the
fun when we come
astronomer would
back.
have to like the astronomer because he had to like set the specific like he had to put different salts in the water and stuff. So if he unless like he kind of steers them, I don't think they can do much.
They had to, well, they're constantly in the salt water. He had to put the blood salt in there to go into hell.
Yeah.
But if she's just kind of consciously roaming around the city without like just like kind of
Who was having sex with her?
huh?
Ew. Ew.
Oh, that's true. I forgot she's okay, she can't be. I keep forgetting that part. And
We're so close to finding out though. Like
I hope we are because this like
I
the
guarantee you, I will be getting phone calls immediately.
we'll record.
Immediately.
We'll record. Um, but then they've stolen the fire sprites and the dragon. And I like there's definitely a reason we meet this wolf. So I feel like we'll see her, something will happen. She's gotta end up leaving the astronomer at some point, whether it's in the next section. But I'm right there with you, Kayla. I think she is Connor's pack.
yeah. There's and it's like there's just Connor's gotta take it. The only way that he's gonna be able to live out from Sabine's umbrella at the current time is if he is his own alpha, just like how Danica was. Which also, Danica's still on the shady bus. I'm sorry. She like I still do, I have a hard time thinking that she's a good friend. She's still on my shady bus. Um, so sorry. That was a sudden
Just so
random,
all
but
of our listeners know, Kayla has a shady bus. So
I also have a
stay
shit
off
list.
it.
It's one step below the shady bus.
Oh my God. Do you have a sunny bus too?
Yeah,
You put all your
yeah,
happy
I call that
friends
the
on the bus and you go and you
that's
guys
my
live in.
picnic crew. That's the picnic crew. People I want to go spend a meal with. That's picnic crew. Then there's the shady bus, and then there's the shit list. And if you go below that, you're in trouble. But yeah, it just. But the Mystics and the.
But
I
they
keep
find
wanting to
out
say she.
nothing.
They find out nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except for pissing off the pit princess. The pit. That's what I'm going to call him. Say that 10 times fast. Pit prince. Pit prince. Which sound out of
You
context sounds
pit
really bad.
princess.
But yeah,
Hilarious. Sorry,
when
we're getting Delulu.
yeah,
You guys are getting
I was
delulu with the theories. You guys are just
we
spiraling
do
at
this
this
every
point.
time.
We do
We
this
do this
every
every
time.
time.
We can't help it.
We
The
it's
plot
we
is so good. I'm really, really enjoying this book. Like the first book, I think so far, I think it's just because we had such a banger of an ending, but I like loved it. I'm loving this world. I just like really love this book. It's hard for me to not, I'm trying to not listen too far ahead is my problem. I'm like, I just want to know. I want to know. But now that we're in part three, it's full speed ahead. Like I'm finishing this weekend. But it's
Make
like
sure you have book
really,
three ready.
it is a really, really amazing story. It's just fun. It's just like there's always something, right? There's always something. There's enough mystery where Kayla and I can spiral out of control, but not too much. Whereas like I feel like even and I did thinking back on it, like I love Fourth Wing, but even thinking back on that, like we didn't even have enough information. And it was almost like frustrating to spiral with the theories. But here it's like kind of like we know we're gonna get something, right? So it's like kind of keeps us.
I also love our mad theories because it's because we love reading to completion, and you and we will spiral out of control when we are like when we can't read too far ahead our mad senses just build and build
You
and
know
build.
who else likes spiraling out of control
Bryce
to the
Quinlan.
point where she winnows? Let's be honest, it's winnowing people.
It is for sure.
Bryce Quinlan just
Hmm.
hitting that and just boom, right out of there.
The thing,
Imagine.
the worst part is that they had locked down that area so that they had a private moment, and then she winnows them into a very public place. Thank God no one was there, but like a very public place. And after that scene, all I was thinking was like, they're butt naked in a
Yes,
P-way.
they're butt
Their
naked in the
clothes are
airlock.
in the atrium or whatever it was. Like they're literally butt naked in a P-way. And I'm just like, I kind of had a hard time visualizing the Blue Kingdom at first because like it's like they picked him up and then they're bringing him on, and my husband was in the Navy, so I immediately go to like thinking of what the Navy P-ways look like. So I'm just like, what? Ashley's over here losing her shit.
It is so hard not to speak words. And
Are we getting a public sex scene?
hurry up. For the love of God, make
We must
haste.
make haste.
Because your guys' theory, that is like going back to all of your theories, all of your questions get answered.
Well, we know
So,
that, but we don't know it
and
now.
that's so like that's like the wonderful thing. And I'm so like listening to you guys talk about it. I'm so excited for you guys to get the answers with me because it is so good. It is so satisfying. Like every answer you get, you feel fulfilled. Like Sarah J. Maas did such a good job on it. So I'm glad you guys are loving the story and the characters and stuff. Like it makes me happy. Now you guys get why I was like really pressuring for us to read this.
We definitely understand the Pink Pony Club.
For sure. I'm definitely gonna dive right into book 3 after we finish this. So I know I'm gonna want to.
Oh, it will be, and make sure you have like time after you finish because you're gonna immediately want to go and grab book 3. Immediate.
It tells me
Are
we're
you
going to be
guys reading
emotionally wrecked.
anything? Oh, sorry, Kayla.
No, I was just saying we're going to be emotionally wrecked. I just feel it.
Are you guys reading anything as you're I don't know, I've been falling into this this like cycle of like, okay, I'm gonna read the book club book for book club, and I'm gonna have my non-book club book. I know, Ash, you're on Ice Barbarians.
I actually am taking, I have 2 more sitting on the bookshelf to read, but I've got the rule book. I don't remember the author. It's sitting in my tote to read. I just have not had time to pick it up and read it.
Nice.
So,
Kayla, do you have anything on your I know you've been really
So
busy, but
I have been going back and forth, and when I got done with part two, I did take a long break, and then when Sam said she was just starting part three, I was like, okay, I am too. But I read The Last Bookstore in London, which is like during World War II. It's a girl who moved from the country into London, just trying to make some money essentially. And she gets a job at a bookstore with this kind of grumpy old man. But it talks about how like the rotations that Londoners had to do at night. Like it was just civilians would pair up with the bobbies, which is the police. Um, which side thing, a bobby is actually referring to Sir Robert Peel, who created the police force. Side note. Sorry guys, history. And but it's really good because it's showing like what average Londoners were having to do because they still had to go to work every day, and his shop was the bookkeeper's shop was the last one to stay functioning and stay open, and the precautions that they would have to do every night before when they were closing the shop up to protect the books. And it's just a really lovely story, and it's like a bonding story, like of her and the old book shopkeeper. It's kind of like up crossed with, oh, I don't even know, but it kind of reminded me of Up. a little bit just with the old man and stuff like that. But
That's cute. You should
definitely put it
read.
8 out of 10.
Ooh, if you like that, you
It's
should
very good.
read A Man Called Ove. Have you read that?
Oh my God, I
Or
read that.
Uva? Uva is his name. You read it?
I called him Ova.
Yeah,
I
I
wanted to
listened
call
to
him
the audiobook.
Otto.
It's Uva, but like I can't remember. It's so good, right? Then they made it into a movie with Tom Hanks, but
Yeah. Yeah, but they called it
those
Otto. They called him Otto in the
Otto,
movie.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why that's actually what got me to read the book, which threw me off because I was like, wait, I thought his name was Otto, but it's like Ovo or Uvo or like it's not at all. But no, that was such a good one. Like
Yeah, that's
my
what the last library
heartbreaking.
reminded me of, your description.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's I loved the last bookshop. Not to be confused with the last bookshop. I have that in my TBR. But this is the last bookshop in London. 10, 8, like I said, 8 out of 10. Highly recommend.
Nice. I finished Sunrise on the Reaping, which I think I
Oh.
talked about last episode too.
Mhm.
That's Haymitch's story in the Hunger Games. So I was a big Hunger
I'm so
Games
excited.
fan, and it was nice to read. It's nice. It like ties in a lot of stuff from the original series, but you get a little more of Haymitch and how he got to where he is, and it was good. I recommend. It's a probably a 2-second read for Ashley, but but it was good.
That's also one of the things I have to go pick up. I was supposed to do the pre-order. I did not because I was getting Crescent City together, but I am going to get it today, most likely.
Well, my
Speaking of
dears,
pre-order, hold on. Speaking of
what?
pre-order, the next so the book Powerless, Powerful, Reckless, the next book is coming out on Tuesday. And I did not pre-order. I'm hoping I can get it in stores, but I'm trying to play catch up on the TBR I have sitting over here. But that's another thing. Like I'll probably breeze through it because they're thinner books, but it's again a young adult series that I think you guys will really like too.
Speaking of pre-order, who else saw the release that Sarah J. Maas has sent out the release date for the next Court of Thorns and
Avatar.
Roses book? Yeah, the next Akatar book
It's
is
in the
Wait,
fall.
September.
oh, it's in
Yep,
the fall.
it's in the
Yep.
fall.
I'm not
And
gonna
it's
lie, I thought that was a April Fool's joke. I was like, oh, whatever.
I kind of thought so too, but then like because it's like a court of thorns or it's a court of gentle some or
Wait,
gentle
there's
Gentle
more
Giant.
Akatar?
yes,
Yeah, we need
she
Az's
ain't done.
story. And actually, Crescent City ends leaving a door open for Akatar. So you're definitely like I've realized once I finished Crescent City is actually in between Silver Flames and this next Akatar book.
Mm.
So yeah,
So
I can't wait for it.
So
So
it's
we'll
gonna be
definitely
further in the future. The
who
Akatar book?
knows?
Is that confirmed?
Lots of find out. I will hunt down some more and make sure. But maybe we get lucky and I do move to the East Coast and we could all do like a, you know, midnight release together and go get
oh
it.
my gosh, that'd be so awesome.
An in-person podcast?
In-person podcast. We could drag Courtney with us because we know she's read the books.
A girl can dream.
A girl can dream. All
Let's
right.
let's ask the mystics. Let's go ask the mystics what will happen in our future, and we'll find out. We'll find out maybe, or maybe not. Actually, probably not. We'll probably just get attacked by a fucking demon from hell instead.